Hi, everybody. Brad Truax from Eastman's Woodlands and Wildlife Committee again. It's that time of year. Blackfly season has descended upon us. Eastman's best known pest, the blackfly, is now out. Those little hard to see insects that cause itching, swelling, and bleeding every spring. They're annoying, but they seldom transmit diseases like ticks and mosquitoes can. The blackfly season in New Hampshire traditionally is from Mother's Day to Father's Day, but realistically, it may come as early as early May and last all the way into July. Blackflies, at first, you'll just see a few blackflies. And then soon thereafter, there seems to be an explosion of blackflies. They begin to swarm, but they're not yet biting. And that's because it's mostly the males that are looking for females, and it's only the females that bite us. So in a week to 10 days, they do start biting and more biting.
Hey, welcome back. Really short video today. I just wanted to show you something. I'm going to show you a clip I took yesterday of this area right here beside this tree. Many of you on the channel every spring, I talk to you about blackfly season here. And so many of you in different countries or different parts of the continent have said you've never experienced it. So I thought I'd show you what it looks like when that blackfly population explodes. It's a pretty interesting occurrence. Happens the same way every year. You start to see a few blackflies, then a few more and a few more, which started to happen late last week. And then out of nowhere, like 2 days ago, the population explodes and there's just an unmeasurable amount of them throughout the air. When you watch this next clip, I'd ask you to watch for two things. Remember, they just hatched or just took to the air. So they're tiny and they're gonna get bigger. The second thing is you're gonna hear a sound. This is what I hear when I walk out my door. And there's no generators, there's no air conditioner, there's no equipment running. The sounds you hear are the flies. Take a listen and take a look. Over the next couple of weeks, these guys are going to grow really big, at least by fly standards. Little fun fact for you, the males don't bite you. It's the females that bite. And this time of the year, we want sunshine and warmth, but we want a lot of wind every day. So as long as it's windy, keeps the flies off you. As soon as that wind dies down, they literally swarm you within seconds. In the next few weeks, I'm going to try to get another picture of them on the outside of the forest, because when they're really big and they start to swarm like that, the sound is incredible, and it looks like there's a big black cloud over the canopy of the forest.
I've never seen that swarms that big here in New Hampshire, but they certainly do occur. So how can you tell if blackflies are out? First of all, you look for somebody doing the New Hampshire Wave. That's the New Hampshire Wave. Hey, what's wrong with this guy? He's wearing short sleeves, shorts, has an open neck, and a red shirt. He's a regular blackfly's feast. Unlike mosquitoes, which propagate in still water, blackflies lay their eggs in running water. The larvae attach to rocks, leaves, grass, or anything that's submerged underneath the water. And they pupate underwater and then emerge in a bubble of air as flying adults. And the males don't bite. They just feed on nectar and other things. It's the females that bite, and they gain nourishment by feeding on the blood of mammals, including humans. And the females need a blood meal before they can lay any eggs. They tend to swarm, so they're a nuisance when we're doing any outdoor activities in season. Blackflies are really aquatic insects. The female deposits the fertilized eggs on rocks and other submerged items in swift-flowing water, and the larvae emerge from eggs and develop aquatically. They feed on algae and other organic matter that's flowing by in the moving water. So their breeding areas are rivers, streams, even irrigation ditches, as long as there's flowing water. And adult blackflies can fly several miles, so infestations around homes can happen even when there's no river or stream nearby. Interestingly, blackflies are a sign of healthy water. They do very poorly in polluted water. Blackfly season in May seemed to extend throughout summer after Maine completed a statewide program for improving water quality, kind of an unintended consequence. Blackflies bite and abrade our skin, and they rupture tiny capillaries. And their saliva contains both an anticoagulant and an agent that partially numbs the skin. It's really the latter that's the reason we seldom are aware that we're actually being bitten by the black flies in real time. And our own immune response is what actually causes the itching and swelling. They seem to know just where our exposed skin is. Once I was doing some outdoor work in the spring, and I covered myself with insect repellent. In about an hour, my eyelids were swollen so much I could barely open my eyes. I had forgotten to put any repellent on my eyelids. What seems to attract black flies? Warm bodies, darker colors, the carbon dioxide that you exhale. And some people just seem to be more attracted to the black flies. So how do you protect yourself against the black flies? Insect repellents will produce some protection against black flies, and make sure you apply it around wrists, ankles, and your belt line to help prevent the flies from crawling under clothing and biting. And don't forget your neck, your hairline, and behind your ears. And yes, the skin moisturizing agent, Skin So Soft, may actually be effective. But both of these provide only limited protection. The best protection is to avoid going in places where the black flies are present. And if you must go there, wear heavy duty, light colored clothing, long sleeve shirts, long pants, and hats. And netting that covers the head and arms, like the bee bonnets used by beekeepers, probably provide the best protection. There's a typical insect netting that may be helpful. So wear a bug shirt or a bee bonnet, wear your long sleeves, and make sure you secure your wrists so that they don't go up into your arms. And you may consider wearing gloves depending on what outdoor activity you're going to be doing. Wear long pants, and don't forget to tuck your pants into your socks. Time actually matters. Black flies only bite during the day. They don't bite at night, and their most activity really peaks between 9 and 11 a.m. and then again in the afternoon from 4 to 7 in the late afternoon and early evening, or until the sun falls below the horizon. Humid, cloudy days and just before storms are also favorite times for them to bite. So you should time your outdoor activity to either early morning, midday, or late evenings when the black flies are least active. And don't forget, you can go out on breezy days. That's probably the best time to be out. Color matters too. It's interesting. Color can influence the black flies. Dark green, brown, and red may attract black flies, but lighter colors like orange, yellow, and light blue are less attractive to them. And note that colors are also important regarding mosquitoes. There was an experiment with mosquitoes in which they ignored a colored dot if it was green, blue, or purple in color, but if the dot was red, orange, black, or cyan, the mosquitoes would fly toward it. Blackfly bites cause localized redness, itching, and swelling. And note especially the hairline, neck are favorite places. The ankles and wrists are also favorite targets. If you get these bites, you should wash them with soap and water, and you can apply ice. Be careful you don't scratch them. That's just going to make things worse. You can use topical anti-itch creams, and if it's particularly bad, oral antihistamines may help with the itch. And some people react to blackfly bites with a collection of symptoms known as blackfly fever, when the symptoms would be headache, fever, nausea, and swelling lymph glands. And don't forget your pets. Remember, the female black flies gain their nourishment by feeding on the blood of mammals, not just humans, but also your dog and other mammalian pets may get bit. So you need to walk them when and where black flies are going to be less active. And never use DEET products on dogs or cats. You may want to check with your vet to see what insect sprays you can use on them. And on the lighter side, this is a famous Canadian song about the blackfly.
Was early in the spring when I decided to go for to work up in the woods in North Ontario. And the unemployment office said they sent me through to the little Abitibi with the survey crew. And the black flies, the little black flies, always the black fly, no matter where you go, I'll die with the black fly, picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario. The man Black Toby was the captain of the crew, and he said, I'm gonna tell you boys what we're gonna do. They want to build a power dam, we must find a way for to make the little lamb flow on the other way. With the black flies, the little black flies, always the black fly, no matter where you go, I'll die with the black fly, picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario. So we surveyed to the east, surveyed to the west, and we couldn't make our minds up how to do it best. Little lamb, what shall I do? For I'm all going crazy with the survey crew. And the black flies, little black flies, always the black fly, no matter where you go, I'll die with the black fly, picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario. 'Twas black fly everywhere, a crawling in your whiskers, a crawling in your hair, swimming in the soup, swimming in the tea. The devil take the black fly, let me be. Black fly, little black fly, always the black fly, no matter where you go, I'll die with the black fly, picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario. Fell a swearing, the work went slow, the state of our morale was a getting pretty low, and the flies swarm heavy, it was hard to catch your breath, just staggered up and down the trail, talking to yourself with the black flies, and the black flies, always the black fly, no matter where you go, I'll die with the black fly, picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario. Well, now, the road cook's name was Blind River Joe. If it hadn't been for him, we'd have never pulled through, because he wound up our bruises and he kidded us for fun, and he landed us some bacon grease and balsam rum for the black flies, the little black flies. Always the black fly, no matter where you go, I'll die with the black fly, picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario. And at last the job was over, Black Toby said we're through with the little Abitibi and the survey crew. 'Twas a wonderful experience, and this I know, I'll never go again to North Ontario. With the flies, the little black flies, always the black fly, no matter where you go, I'll die with the black fly, picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario. The black flies, the little black flies, always the black fly, no matter where you go, I'll die with the black fly, picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario.
little bit of levity there. Again, key thing with the black flies, it's a fairly short season that they're going to be out there, but they can be very annoying. So we hope that you learned some key things from this so that you can protect yourself and your pets from black fly bites, and hopefully still enjoy the springtime here at Eastman.